we are going to set up a bone scan today. So we're going to start by going to acquisition, then we're going to add a patient. And the type of study we are doing is a basic, and our image is going to be a static. Okay. So then we put in patient ID, patient name, and the study is basic. We'll hit OK. So we make sure all our parameters are correct. We're going to start with energy. Now we're going to look at both detector heads, which we need 1 and 2. So we'll click that. And then we're going to make sure that our radionuclide is correct. And since we are doing a bone scan, we're going to be using TEC. So we make sure that we have TEC for our scan, and we do. And then we make sure that it is correct on both detector heads. So we have 1 and 2 and TEC. So we can move on to the next step. Now we set up our time per image, and since we are doing an appendicular skeleton, which we're looking for a fracture on the leg, we're going to set it up for 200 to 400 K counts. And since it is a child, we're going to use the lower end of the counts, so that's why we entered 200. Now we're going to do the same for detector head 1. Okay, so the counts look correct. The time is okay. Now we go to our image. Now we got to select our matrix size. Our matrix is going to be 256 by 256. This provides the best resolution for a static image.
Go ahead and click on it. There you go. Yeah.
And it is possible for us to use a zoom, especially if we're working with younger children where we may need a finer image for our statics. But in this case, we are not going to use it, so we are going to leave that alone. Now, we're going to go back to here, click on our isotope. Now we're going to make sure we have the correct collimator in each one of these. Now, for a bone scan, we're using TEC, which is a low energy radionuclide. So all we got to do is either use LEHR or LEAP. So we're going to click on LEHR, and we're going to set that up for both detector heads. And now that we have everything set up, we're going to click back on energy, because what we're going to do is to see if we can get our radionuclide to peak within the window of its correct energy. So we're going to turn on our camera, and we're going to watch it go.
And then you do start acquisition.
And then after we see that it peaks within our window, we're going to hit start acquisition.
Go ahead and talk about this top stuff.
And this class will show that our camera is currently running. What we're looking at here is our counts. These are how many counts that are showing up as we're imaging the bone scan. Our counts are looking pretty good for what we're trying to set up. What else did I say?
It shows the time.
It shows
should take.
This shows the time of the image, where your camera heads are positioned for that image. Now with bone scans we can do 8 different types of image, both the anterior, the posterior, laterals, and oblique images.
That's good. That's pretty much all we need to do.
Okay, and that class is how you set up a bone scan.